The main character was living with his older stepsister. Then his older stepsister was bothering him lately, because she was always equipped with a massive defenseless melon, and those assets were distracting the eyesight of the main character. His older stepsister was married to a bad boy man, and they were already building a family. However, his older stepsister returned to the main character's home, because her husband was always out to buy milk. Then in the current timeline, the main character always see the housewife characteristics of his older stepsister, and it was activating his natural instincts. So, he tries his best to free himself from earthly desires. One night, his older stepsister was drinking bubbly liquids, and she was inviting the main character to join her drinking session. Then the main character participated in her shenanigans. The main character started scolding his older stepsister, because she was always exposing her bountiful front yard garden. Then she started laughing at the main character, since she don't see him as a man, and it was not a big deal for her if he sees her treasure chest. In addition, she was jokingly inviting the main character to devour the fresh melons. The main character is a serious person, and he will not back down from this melon eating challenge. Then the main character started inspecting her fresh melons if they were ripe and edible for consumption. The main character found out that her produce were already safe to eat. So, the main character started devouring the front yard grown melons. In addition, the main character was also savoring the milky melon juice. Meanwhile, his older stepsister was enjoying the magical moment, and it made her reach the finish line. Then she was denying that event have made her a marathon finisher. Suddenly, she noticed that the main character have awakened his legendary sword, and she wanted to check it for research purposes. Then she was giving the main character a helping hand. In addition, she also performed the Gulp Gulp 3000, because she wanted the main character to pay the melons he ate with fresh milkshake. His older stepsister realized that this was the NTR activity. However, she believes that this was okay if done with step bro. Anyways, the main character gave her a 100% fresh milkshake, and she thanked him for making a delicious dessert. After that, the main character was possessed by his inner demons. Therefore, he was not able to hold back the power of his raging legendary sword, and the clapping exercise was performed. The main character was amazed with her underground cave, and he was hitting her lucky 7 jackpot. Eventually, the main character deposited the creamy milkshake. Then he was hit by the explosion clarity, and he was apologizing to his older stepsister. She was just fine with it, because it was also part of her fault that this event happened. Then she wanted them to forget about this night. A few days later, the main character can only see her in the cultural way. Therefore, he was not able to control the demons in his hands, and he started helping her carry the gigantic melons. The main character have her back row advantage. So, he started the backyard drilling operations. Then the main character created a colored white indoor explosion. She finally gave in to the Alabama culture. Therefore, she wanted the main character to continue, but he must wear a safety equipment from now on. Then the cultural bonding moments continued whenever they got the opportunity. After that, it was now a series of clapping activities. The main character was giving her the rod of destruction, so she turned into a water fountain. In addition, she also gives the main character a helping hand, while he was comfortably drinking the homemade milky melon juice. Suddenly, she started texting her husband. Therefore, the main character felt jealous, so he wanted her to focus on him. Then she gave him a serious helping hand that created an ultimate explosion, and her skills was able to make the main character satisfied. In the next scenario, 1 week have passed without the bonding moments. So, the main character have reached his limit, and he visited his older stepsister's room. She was hesitating at first, because of the possible noise pollution problem, but eventually, she allowed the main character to start pounding the mochi cake. Suddenly, she realized that the main character was not wearing any safety equipment, so she wanted him to retreat from battle. However, it was too late, because her territory got the Big Bang explosion. She felt sorry for her husband, but the main character was just equipped with an amazing legendary sword that she likes. After that, she regularly visits the main character's room, because she enjoys playing a professional wrestling game with the main character. Then she always requests for a rematch. One day, they prepared an inflatable pool to keep her offspring busy. Therefore, the main character and his older stepsister can have some bonding time without getting disturbed. Then they performed the clapping activities without wearing any elastic safety equipment. In the next scenario, the main character participated in a raffle. Then the main character won the special prize of free trip to a popular beach resort. The main character went home, and he showed the travel coupon to his older stepsister. In addition, this coupon can be accommodated by 7 people, so they can bring all the members of their household. Then the day of their vacation arrive. While at the beach, stepsister's husband was busy playing with Lil Bro. So, the main character's older stepsister asked him a favor, and she wanted the main character to help her put some suntan lotion. Then the main character applied the lotion, and she noticed that his hands were traveling to various places. After that, the main character left to buy some drinks. When he returned, he saw some random background character trying to be overly friendly with his older stepsister. Then the main character tried to be the hero, but his aura is not strong enough to drive away the background characters. Luckily, the bad boy husband drives away the background characters. Then the main character realized that he was a beta male, because he was not able to properly protect his older stepsister. She noticed that the main character was feeling down, so she invited him to swim. Then she brought him to an isolated part of the beach. She wanted to cheer up the main character, and she wanted to have some outdoor recreational activities with him. The main character was now giving his older stepsister the clapping exercise, and the outside world have activated their cultural instinct, so the main character easily reaches the explosive finale. Then the main character continued providing his older stepsister with the clapping exercise. Eventually, he was able to give her the secondary creamy explosion. In addition, they almost got caught doing the unholy activities. Later that night, her husband was busy drinking. So, the main character and his older stepsister were having a sneaky bonding time, and she was trying her best to control her vocal cords. Then on the second night of their vacation, her husband was drunk asleep. Therefore, she was confident that she could have fun during this opportunity. The main character and his older stepsister were in front of her sleeping husband, but she decided to ride on the Iron Pegasus without hesitation. Then the main character used his creamy explosive attack, and she was able to generate some exotic sound. Her husband woke up, but he was drunk, so her husband went to his room without noticing the main character. The disturbance was now gone, so she continued the clapping exercise. Then she felt the thrilling sensation, because the risk factor was increasing their cultural desires. The clapping exercise continued until morning before everyone woke up. After that, the main character and his older stepsister claimed that they have a hangover, so the members of their household decided to leave them at the hotel to rest. However, in reality, the main character and his older stepsister just wanted to be alone. They were using the indoor hot spring, and the main character was doing the clapping exercise, and this event was a dream come true for the main character. In addition, the main character was drinking the fresh milky melon juice straight from the source. Then in exchange, the main character's older stepsister receives the fresh creamy milkshake overload. His legendary sword have performed well in battle. Therefore, she was rewarding it with the Gulp Gulp 3000 cleaning method. Then the main character feed her with the nutritious milkshake he created, and she was grateful for the world-class dessert. In the next scenario, she was carrying a bad news, but it was also a good news at the same time, because the main character was successful in giving her economy the 9 months inflation. In addition, they won't be needing safety equipment on their drilling operations. A couple of months later, and they were able to continue on keeping their secret, because she told a lie that her husband was the successful seed planter. Then the clapping activities inside their home continued as usual. However, the main character was still feeling jealous of her husband. So, she told the main character that she loves her husband, but she will also keep on loving the main character as well. In addition, she will keep on living in the main character's house. That's the end of this cultural anime recap. Moral lesson of the story: watch out for step bro. Anyways, here is your cheater sauce, and please make sure that it is limited to the culturally matured people only, and thank you for watching.